Barcelona still remain the leaders over in La Liga, that's right, with Real Madrid still in hot pursuit with just 3 points adrift. Can they close the gap this weekend? We're going to take a little look at next. That's right, folks, back once again with another video today. It's all about match number 30, that's right, over in La Liga. We'll get to it in a minute. If you're new where you've been, smash your subscribe button. You want to subscribe for La Liga, Blabbing Rovers, World Football. We're going to all here under one Ruski. That's right, it now looks like it is just a two-horse race between Barcelona and Real Madrid for the title. As Atlético Madrid now, what we're looking at, 9 points adrift, and have played the same amount of games as the current table toppers, Barcelona. We'll get into all of that and more in a second. A big shout out to the members and the Patreons. You know who you are. What we're going to do now, though, is revisit the last round of games, which did take place this past weekend, and then look forward to this weekend's drama over in España. So let's sit tight, hold on, and let's get into the deep end then, shall we? Starting with a review of the last round of games, and these were those, that's right. All right then, folks, let's look back at those last round of games, and they are those, of course, Sociedad, my boys, with a 2-1 win over Valladolid. They got that one spot on the nose. Atletico Madrid could only draw away to Espanyol. I went with an away win. Rayo Vallecano did beat Alavés on the road, 2-0 win. I went with a 1-0 win. Real Madrid with a 5-goal thriller there against Leganés, 3-2 winners in the end. I got that one. I went with a 3-0 win myself. Villarreal did beat Getafe 2-1 on the road. Got that one spot on. Barcelona did beat Girona 4-1. I went with a 3-0 win. Bilbao and Osasuna duked out to a 0-0 draw. I went with a 2-0 win. Valencia did beat Mallorca 1-0. Got that one spot on. Real Betis did beat Sevilla in the derby there. 2-1 winners for me. Well, actually, 2-1 winners was the score. 1-1 for me. And Celta Vigo and Las Palmas did duke it out to a 1-1 draw. That's, of course, the scores there. What about the table? Well, the table, my friends, looks like this. Of course, as you see it, it is Barcelona kicking ass and taking names with Barca with Real Madrid in hot pursuit. Atlético Madrid down to third. Bilbao are in fourth. Those four look set in stone for the time of asking. Villarreal do have a game in hand and can close that gap to just 3 points. Going down is Valladolid, is Las Palmas, and it is Leganés. My boys Sociedad are in 10th spot. So now it's, of course, time to take a look at the Superbru. Probably been a long time coming, guys, but it should be on the screen right about now. That's right. And as you can see, it's Dream Ali running away with it with 17.5 points this past week. David are the best. He's with 15.5, and Maka is there in third. Of course, I have thrown in the towel. I haven't done any predictions in a couple of weeks now, so I'm officially out. So you can relax. You can relax yourselves. I'm going to go for it next year. Guns are galore. All systems front forward. Zanders, though, is your current leader with 277. He's got a 3-point lead over Russell Frost, and Music is in the bronze spot with 272 for right now. Dream Ali, last week's winner, is up 3 spots to number 5. He could close in if he gets another barnstorming week as well this time around. I am still in around about 20th, but that's not going to change. It's not going to get better in the end, my friend. So that's, of course, the state of play there. Of course, now we're going to look forward to the next round of games, of course. We'll get to that in just one second. If you do want to keep predicting, this is the link. Hopefully, well, probably there's no hope left now, really, where we're into the last few games. So you'd have to get a master perfect record if you're going to get anywhere near the top of the charts. But these are the next round of games, and we're going to get into them right here, right now, starting with a trip to Vallecano this coming Friday, April the 4th. That's right, may the April 4th be with you at the Estadio de Vallecas. Vallecano under Igneo Perez are 7th right now, 40 points for the season. They've just won once, though, in the last 6. Up against Espanyol, coming at you under Manuel Gonzalez. They are 16th right now, 29 points for the campaign. They're rocking 42% form, just also 1 win in the last 6 matches. Now, they've played 34 times, these two clubs, since 1995. 11 wins for Vallecano, 15 wins for Espanyol. There's been 8 draws. Last time around over at Vallecano, it was a 2-1 win for Espanyol back in May 2023. The reverse fixture at Espanyol back in August was a 2-1 win as well for Espanyol, who got back-to-back wins. The away side, though, on the back of a 1-1 draw against Bilbao, most recently Vallecano on the back of that 2-0 win over Alavés. The hosts are favoured for the victory here. Of course, they are. I'm also going to go with a win for them as well. 2-0 winners on the night. That is Friday. Meanwhile, Girona take on Alavés, coming on Saturday, April 5th at the Estadio Monteverdi. Girona under Michel are down into 13th right now, 34 points for the season. They are winless, though, in the last 7 matches. Up against Deportivo Alavés and Eduardo Coudet, they're down to 17th right now with just 1 win in the last 6 matches. They played 18 times since 2008. 8 wins for Girona, 5 wins for Alavés, 5 draws between the two sides. Last time around over at this very venue. It was a 3-0 win for Girona back in December 2023. Girona are unbeaten against Alavés over the last 3, including a victory last time around over at Alavés. 1-0 win as it was back in January. Alavés, though, on the back of that 2-0 loss to Vallecano. Girona also losing to Barcelona last time around. Bookies odds on this one, Girona are favoured, but only just. It is a tight one, this one. I am going to go with the Girona as well, with the 1-0 winners in their own backyard. Let's go to the Bernabeu, shall we? It's Real Madrid against Valencia. Of course, Carlo Ancelotti's boys are second. They won 5 on the spin. Of course, up against Valencia under Carlos Cobahan, we're all the way down to 15th right now, just 1 defeat in the last 6. They played 71 times since 1993. 41 wins for Real Madrid, just 15 wins for Valencia. There's been 15 draws. Last time around, at this very venue, was a 5-1 win for Madrid back in November 2023. Meanwhile, earlier in the campaign at the Mestalla, it was a 2-1 win for Real Madrid back in January. Madrid have just lost once against Valencia over the last 6. They've won the previous 4 and drawn just 1. Real Madrid on the back of that 3-2 win over Leganés. Valencia did pick up a 1-0 win over Mallorca most recently. The odds right here, right now, Real Madrid, massively fancied. Of course, they are. Valencia could cause them a bit of a problems, but should go with a home win. 3-1 winners in the end. Mallorca up against Celta Vigo, coming at the Mallorca Sommió Stadium. Mallorca under Yago Areste, all the way down to 9th right now, 40 points for the season, just 1 defeat in the last 6. Up against Celta Vigo under Claudio Giraldes, they're in 8th right now with 40 points as well. Also, they're rocking a nice 75% form, unbeaten in the last 6 matches. They played Mallorca 29 times since 1997, 12 wins for the hosts, 11 wins for the visitors. There's been 6 draws between the two sides. Last time around, over at Mallorca, it was a 1-1 draw way back in January 2024. The reverse fixture at Celta Vigo was a 2-0 win back in December. The hosts on the back of that 1-0 loss to Valencia. That was the last match. Celta Vigo picking up a draw against Las Palmas. Quite tight on the bookies odds on this one. We're looking at one. It's pretty even Stevens. I think Mallorca just edge it, but it could go either way. I'm going with the away side here. 2-1 winners to make it another game unbeaten in a row. Barcelona against Real Betis coming at you on Saturday as well, the 4th of April. The Estadio Olympic Luis Companys. That's the stadium. Barcelona, the Hansi Flick. Top of the pops right now, 66 points for the season. They've won at least 6 on the spin. Up against Real Betis, also a red hot to trot, 92% form for them. They're 6, 47 points for the season. They've won 4 on the spin, unbeaten in at least the last 6 matches. And they've played Barcelona 59 times since 1994. 39 wins for Barcelona, just 10 wins. Real Betis, there's been 10 draws between the two sides. Last time around, of course, over at Barcelona in the league, it was a 5-0 win for Barcelona back in September 2023, the reverse fixture. A 2-2 draw back in December over in Betis on match number 16. Also, they played in the Copa del Rey. It was at Barcelona in the round of 16. It was another 5-1 win for Barcelona. So over the last 3 matches at Barcelona, when they were hosts against Real Betis in all competitions, all venues, Barcelona have scored 14 goals in those last 3, just averaging 4 points something a game. Barcelona on the back of that 4-1 win over Girona. Again, looking at the back of that, they've scored 11 goals in the last. In fact, let's roll it back even further. We've got 6, 10, 14 goals scored in the last 4 matches as well in all competitions. Real Betis, though, are on fire. Coming into on the back of that 2-1 win over Sevilla. The odds, though, for this one, Barcelona, of course, fancied. Of course, they are by the bookies. I'm going with a 2-0 win, not as big as previous, but another win to maintain the tip of the status. Let's go Las Palmas against my boys Real Sociedad coming at the Gran Canaria. Diego Martinez's boys are 19th for the table, 26 points for the season. They were winless in the last 12 matches. Up against Real Sociedad in Manuel Iglesias, they're down into 10th right now, 38 points for the season. They're coming into on the back-to-back games without a loss. They played Las Palmas 22 times since the year 2000. 5 wins Las Palmas, 8 wins Sociedad. There's been 9 draws between the two sides. Last time around, over at this very venue, Gran Canaria, it was a 0-0 draw way back in August 2023. The reverse fixture, also a 0-0 draw way back in the Real Arena back in December 2024. Sociedad, though, are unbeaten against Las Palmas over the last 6, picking up 3 wins and 3 draws. They haven't conceded a goal against them in the last 4 as well, so pretty good record in that ranks. Sociedad also on the back of that 2-1 win over Valladolid. Las Palmas on the back of successive draws, drawing over Alavés and Celta Vigo. The odds for this one, though, Sociedad are expected to win here. I've gone with a draw here. A point of the bag is not good, considering where they are in the table at the moment. Let's go Sevilla then. Up against Atlético Madrid, another ding-dong classic. This one's coming at you at the Ramon Sanchez P1. Sevilla and Garcia Pimenta are down to 11th right now. Back-to-back defeats up against Madrid. That's Diego Simeone. They're winless in the last 5 matches. They played 66 times since 1993, 22 wins for Sevilla, 23 wins for Atletico. There's been 21 draws between the two sides. Coming at you, though, Madrid are 57 points for the season, up against Sevilla's 36. Last time they played at this very venue was a 1-0 win for Sevilla way back in February 2024. The reverse fixture, a 7-goal thriller over at the Metropolitano. It was a 4-3 win for Atletico back in December. The home side has not lost this game since Atletico beat Sevilla in Sevilla back in October 2022. The hosts, though, on the back of that 2-1 loss to Real Betis. Madrid on the back of that 1-1 draw against Espanyol. The visitors are expected to win this game, but it could be tight. It could be very, very tight. I'm going with the 1-0 win, though. Madrid to take it and get back to winning ways. Let's move on forward to Valladolid, then up against Getafe. Coming at you on Sunday, April the 6th. Jose Rosalia is the venue. Valladolid and Alvaro Rubio are rock bottom right now, 16 points for the season. They're winless in the last 10 matches. Up against Getafe and Pepe Bordalas. They are 12th with 36 points for the season. They've won 3 and they've lost 3 over the last 6. They played 26 times since 2002. 10 wins for Valladolid, just 8 wins for Getafe. It's been 8 draws between the two sides. Last time around at this very venue, it was a 0-0 draw back in June 2023. The reverse fixture at Getafe was a 2-0 win for Getafe back in November. The odds, we'll get to the odds in a second here. Getafe, though, on the back of that 2-1 loss to Villarreal. Valladolid also on the back of that 2-1 loss to Real Sociedad. The odds, though, for this one, Valladolid are expected to lose this game. Getafe expected to get the W on the road. I don't think it's that simple for me. I'm going with a draw here, point apiece. Again, Valladolid look destined to be playing in the Segunda Division next season. Villarreal, though, against Bilbao, a bit of a ding-dong classic coming at you at Estadio de Salamanca. Villarreal are under Marcelino. They are 5th in the table, 47 points for the season, 2 defeats in the last 6. Up against Bilbao and Ernesto Valverde, they are 4th right now, 53 points for the season, unbeaten in the last 4. Played 51 times these two clubs since 1998, 18 wins for Villarreal, 17 wins for Bilbao. There's been 6 draws between the two sides. Last time around over at Villarreal, it was a 3-2 win for Bilbao back in November 2023. The reverse fixture at the San Mams was a 2-0 win for Bilbao back in December. Bilbao, though, on the back of back-to-back clean sheets. But they did draw last time around. Villarreal on the back of that 2-1 win over Getafe. Tight one, this one, of course, according to the bookies, but Villarreal are favoured for the W. I'm going with the 2-1 win as well. Bilbao taking the L on this one. And then we wrap it all up on a Monday night. It is the 7th of April. It's Leganés. It is Osasuna. And it's coming at you at the Estadio Municipal de Boratic. Leganés under Borja Jimenez are 18th for the table with 27 points for the season. They've lost 3 on the spin. Up against Osasuna under Vincenzo Moreno, 14th for the table with 34 points for the campaign. They played 17 times these two sides since 1996. 5 wins Leganés, 8 wins Osasuna, 4 draws between the two sides, including a draw last time around, of course, at Osasuna back in August. Meanwhile, the last time they played at this very venue was a 1-0 win for Osasuna, who are unbeaten against Leganés over the last 4, winning 3 and drawing that last one, which was, of course, last time around. Leganés, though, did lose to Real Madrid most recently. Bit of a fight in both of the last 2 games, scoring 2 in each, but of course losing both games 3-2. Osasuna, though, on the back of that, the 0-0 draw against Bilbao, they haven't scored a goal in the last 2 matches. And the odds on this one, Osasuna are actually outmatched here. Leganés are favourites for the victory on this one. This could go either way. I'm sitting on the fence with a 0-0 draw. That's my picks, and if I'm right, this is what the table will look like. It'll still be Barcelona, it'll still be Real Madrid, and then Atlético will be in 3rd with Bilbao in 4th. Going down, Valladolid, Las Palmas and Alavés. It is quite tight still for those relegation spots besides Real Valladolid, and we'll see who gets closer to that drop zone next time around. Make sure you subscribe, smash the like, catch you later. Until then, guys and girls, we are done.